you.
Sarah Eisen from the New York Stock Exchange on Nike tonight. Tim, are we in the middle of the turnaround here? Do you see enough proof? Are you convinced?
I think we are. I think if you're building a position in Nike, this is a place to add. There was nothing I heard today that made me concerned about some of the legacy problems. The positives are 2 consecutive quarters of revenue growth, North America up 8.8%. It's actually a second derivative margin improvement. They're still down, but they're improving. And I think this is part of the story. I think working through the inventory problems are important. The biggest issue with Nike right now is it's not cheap. It's 25 times with peers that are probably 15 to 18 times, and at a time when I think people are a little bit concerned about their segment. So if you're building a long-term Nike position, you're buying this weakness. These numbers were fine.
Yeah, I mean, you got to look at that margin compression, though, down 300 basis points. I mean, that's not anything, right? And if you think about one of the reasons or two of the reasons, it's obviously tariffs and it's also discounting. And, just take a flash of what's going on right now. I mean, that's not a great place to be, especially if you're not concerned. Well, if you are concerned about a consumer and you're not sure about how long this tariff pressure, and then direct to consumer, I mean, down 9%. That's not great. I mean, this is a company that actually has had a bunch of iterations where they've tried to do this. I know wholesale was up, but the direct to consumer I'm looking at was down 9% year over year.
I think the win now doesn't really have a real strategy now. I think they need the Lulu moment where they have another new CEO. This CEO has been there forever. How long has he been there for?
A year.
Elliot Hill?
Yeah.
No, he's been here forever, but how long has he been with Nike for?
At Nike prior to being
years?
CEO. Okay.
Yeah. So you had Donahoe, who was there for 10 years or so, maybe a little bit less. Then you have Elliot Hill, who they dragged sort of back in. I think you need new blood. I think you need to have that moment where we need an epiphany. We need something that's going to happen that changes the whole speed. You're not getting it with a legacy person inside Nike. And you have Hoka taking share. You have On taking share. They're not taking share in the NFL. They're not taking share in pro sports, but they're taking share walking around the streets. Too many private competitors. I think you could have an event where it could rally off the bottom. China is still slipping. North America may be stabilizing, but not out of the woods yet.
It is a very large company, and if you want to get anything new, you don't just 3D print it and put it on the market. I mean, there is a pipeline process, and we are seeing some green shoots. Sarah mentioned the Vomero 18, which is very shown well, and that is part of the innovation that Elliot Hill has promised. There's also the Pegasus line that apparently is doing well, too. So, I mean, there are signs that there is innovation, which is what Nike really needed.
Right. So I'm not concerned. To Dan's point, I disagree a little. I disagree with Dan on a lot, but just right here on this minor point of DTC, this is a concerted effort. Change the mix of DTC to wholesale. However, though, Nike, the call just started at 5. They have had calls that are eventful. Sure. So it is absolutely worth listening. They've dropped some bombs and some good things. So we kind of got to wait to see what they say.